One more time.
It's just, can I just nod and smile?
Hi everybody, it's Kelly, and I'm going to be headed over to my friend Denise's house and do a little stitching cafe chat with her. So you will be meeting her in just a minute. But to psych you out, I've already done that and I just got home. So I'm doing my introduction afterwards. But I wanted to come and sit outside because it's so, well, it's actually really hot out, but if you can hear the air conditioner, that's what's going on. But I just wanted to tell you that I hope you enjoy meeting Denise today. She's an unbelievable quilter, and you know, I just love hanging around like-minded people that you know, where we feed each other, you know, ideas and that creative energy. And anyway, I really had a good time with her. But I do want to tell you this. I'm trying to hide it right now. As I was leaving her house, I was like, I kind of thought we were friends. What's going on? I said, did I have this barrette on my dress the whole time that we were recording? And she said yes. But I didn't want to tell you because you're so creative. I thought it was a thing and you knew what you were doing. So I have these in the bathroom because I'm trying to let my bangs grow out. So I'll clip my bangs back. And then when I go in the car, I don't like to have the air on unless I absolutely have to. So I clip my bangs back in the car when I have the windows down because otherwise my hair is flying all over the place. So I had this in the bathroom and I thought, well, I'm gonna put it right there. Right there so I don't forget to leave it in the car for when I need it. So I just wanted to let you guys know, if you see this during the video, it might be a new trend. I'm not sure, but you don't have to feel sorry for me or anything because I did notice it after the fact, and I'm just gonna say it's kind of funny. So anyway, just back home from meeting with Denise. I wasn't gonna post it until next Friday. I thought maybe I could start posting things for you guys on Fridays again since summer's over and I'm not going to the lake every weekend and spending the time with my family. I'm really gonna start stitching quite a lot more. I am gonna be stitching a bit. So I thought Fridays would be a good day for me to post if I can. I am working Fridays, but hopefully there's some content that I can do on a Friday and either get it posted to you. Well, what I mean is Friday morning before I go to work, or Friday when I get home, and then maybe I can get it posted Friday night or Saturday. Also wanted to apologize profusely. I really was excited about my video with Brenda, so I posted on Instagram right away, and then it took literally 2 days for it to upload on YouTube. I had to go in, I think I deleted that video 3 times, and then I just kept going in and deleting more and more out of my storage. I had to delete. Do you have to do that too? I deleted a bunch of apps, I deleted a bunch of pictures and videos, and then finally it went. So I have purchased more storage even before this, so I don't know what that's all about, but I do apologize, and I hope that it's showing up for everyone and that you enjoy seeing Brenda. I hope you enjoy seeing Denise and seeing what she has to offer in her quilting world. And then next week I am going to talk to Donna, who is our Quilt Guild president, and I'll be curious to see what she has to show us too. So I hope you stay tuned and that I hope you do like this series. I am also going to be doing one with my friend Elaine, and after she came to see Bring More Flowers lecture that I did with her girls, she surprised me. We started walking around the quilt show, and she surprised me and said that she remembered her grandma doing hand applique and that she wanted to learn how to applique. Now, she cross-stitched years ago, but she hasn't done anything like that since. So we picked out some fabric for her. She picked out some Cafe facet fabric, and I gave her a little project to get her started. We're getting together at the end of the month, and I'll be following up to see if she did her homework that I had her do. And I think I'm going to take you guys with me on that if you're interested in learning just beginning hand applique. There's so many different ways to do it, but I'm just showing her the basic way because I didn't want her to have to go out and buy a bunch of supplies and things. I mean, you do need a few things, but I'll just give you a little teaser that will be coming up probably the end of the month or beginning of October. So this is really a mishmash of a channel of all things hand stitching. So I just thought I'd kind of give you a heads up on that because there's a lot of followers, new subscribers, and thank you so much for that. I do understand that a lot of people are here because you wanted to see Brenda. Me as well. I'm here to see Brenda as well. But I'm hoping that even if you, I'm sure I'm pulling a lot of cross stitchers, but even if you do just cross stitch, that maybe you'll enjoy being here and feel like it's a friendly place to be where we can just talk about from our hearts what we get out of stitching, no matter what kind of stitching it is. That is my hope. So I welcome you all, and I really hope that you know that if you want to share your stories or your stitching space, I'm not going to do things just local. I'm going to have to learn a few technical things and figure out how to do some Zoom interviews probably. So if you are willing and you want to show off your stuff, I think we all would be really curious and anxious to see what everyone else out there is making too. So not just me sharing my things, but also sharing yours. So again, thank you so much for being here. Enjoyed seeing Denise, and I will talk to you soon. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye. Okay, hi everybody, it's Kelly with Black Thread Studio, and this is my friend Denise.
Hi, everybody.
And we're gonna do our Stitching Cafe chat today with Denise.
Sounds good.
And find out a little bit about her. And let me say the date. Today is Sunday, September 15th, 2024. And thank you for welcoming me into your home.
Thank you for asking me. This is going to be so much fun.
I know. So you do a lot of different things, but can I say how we met first?
Yes.
Okay, because you really kind of don't remember. Or you
I
do?
think I do.
Okay.
It was at the
I know, but when I was telling somebody else, you got confused because you
Okay.
thought I was saying that you worked there, but no.
Okay. Well, you
Okay.
go ahead.
So first of all, we don't live very far from each other.
That's correct.
Probably maybe a mile.
If that.
Okay, so I have a local stitching friend that I didn't know I had. So I went to, there's a town a little bit farther away, Waukesha, or as they say here, Waukesha. And
You got the accent right.
isn't that right? And a store called So Much More, and they were having a Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
Is it a, yeah, see, you didn't remember. What is it that they do on Saturdays?
A sewing club.
Yeah, a sewing club. So I went and I saw Denise, and she had, you know how you just kind of scope out like who could be my people? Because I really don't know anybody that.
You liked my glasses, remember?
I did, yeah. So I saw her blue, kind of funky, kind of a little bit round glasses, and I thought, oh, that girl, I like her glasses. Maybe I could be her friend. And then there she was at the Quilt Guild meeting when I went. So I said, oh, I know you, because I know your glasses.
They know me by my
And Denise
glasses.
asked me to sit by her, and here we are on our way to a long friendship.
I hope so,
Okay, so
yes.
here,
All right.
so here's our, do you show your D? They're in a weird spot, D.
There it
okay,
is.
stitching together.
Stitching together. Yes.
So we have water, but Denise very lovingly made tea.
Water's always
Let's
good.
show this because this is Longaberger. Anybody remember that? Yep.
They're not in business anymore.
No, I know. So,
Have
and
her
some
name.
lovely tea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what
Stitching together.
what kind of tea is this?
It's probably a cinnamon, apple cinnamon.
Oh, it's really good.
Because I figured it was fall.
You have, yeah, they can't see your
what?
your tabletop.
Oh.
Here. No, they can't see us, but look how pretty. And some little like
Fall.
shortbread cookies. Yeah. So we're gonna chat just for a little bit, and then you're gonna show us some of your quilts.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you do a little bit of everything, but you really like your embroidery machine. Or tell me what you do, because maybe
Okay.
I don't know. Can I have a cookie while
You
you're talking?
absolutely may have a cookie
Okay.
while I'm talking.
Okay.
I do like a little bit of everything, but I will tell you, I'm not so much into my embroidery machine. I like it only as little accents like what you see on the tablecloth or the
And we'll show
tablecloth
some of
there.
those up close.
I'm not into that embroidery machine simply because I feel like it takes away my own creativity.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah, you can adjust it and you
Mhm.
can, and it turns out beautifully, but you press a button and then it just goes and then you sit there.
So I kind of jumped right into it.
Mhm.
You, is it just the two quilt guilds locally that you're in?
Correct.
The West Suburban Quilt Guild and then the
Toaster
Tosa
quilters.
Quilters, which is Wauwatosa. And then, do you also want to say that you work part-time?
I do work
Yeah.
part-time. Can I
Yeah.
say where?
Yeah, sure.
I work at Bigsby Sewing Center in Elm Grove. Yep.
And
Part-time.
that's
2 to 3
kind
days
of-
a week.
Maybe I shouldn't eat and talk at the same time.
That's okay.
It's kind of a little hidden gem, although when you walk in, it's a little messy.
That's a very accurate description.
But I went in there looking for fabric, and I did not think I'd find it because I thought it was just all Bernina sewing machines.
Mm-hmm.
But they had, I think they're getting down on it, but the Outback Wife fabric from the girl that is from Australia, but she's not making it anymore. So it's very hard to come by. And they have a lot of cave and
Tula.
a lot of Tula.
Island boutiques. Lots of boutiques.
They have wool
Wool.
for wool applique.
Wool kits.
And you really like working there.
I love working
Yeah.
there. I love the customers. It's just so much fun to come in. Ladies bring their samples in. What do I do with this? Or, hey, I'm trying to match a background fabric for this. And they go out happy.
Well, I remember when I worked at a quilt store, I worked at a couple of them, because does putting things together come naturally to you? Because people would
Kind
come
of,
in,
yeah.
and that's what, me too, and then I love that part. So
Yeah.
the people that come in and don't have a clue, it is fun to help them, but I'd also be thinking, how come you don't you have a clue?
Well,
But I guess they don't. I mean, everybody's different, and
It's hard, yeah.
they want to be handheld and shown.
and some ladies really need that. And some ladies are like, nope, I'm on a mission. I know exactly what I
Yeah.
want. So if you tell me colors, I'll point you. And then, you
Yeah.
just keep looking. And so, but I think most of them really like that personal touch of, hey, what do you think about this one? What do you think
Yeah,
about this one?
and the feedback. See, I would love the feedback.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna back up even more.
Go
When
ahead.
did you first start sewing?
Oh, gosh, I don't know, because I can remember making my doll clothes by hand. And of course they were very ragged, but I was very proud of them. And I can remember, I was probably, we moved into the house I grew up in when I was 3 years old. Prior to that, we lived in a flat. And I remember the lady downstairs who I'd constantly go visit. So I was under 3 years old, constantly had her sewing machine. And I remember standing by her, watching her sew.
So is that who taught you how to sew?
That is not who taught me how to sew. My mother taught me how to sew.
But you got interested in it that way.
I think I probably
Yeah.
did. And I can remember our bedrooms were upstairs, and then in the middle, there was a room. That's where my mom had her sewing machine. Many nights I fell asleep to the whir of the sewing machine. It was wonderful.
That sounds romantic,
It
even,
was.
doesn't it?
I
It
don't-
does.
I don't know about
It does.
romantic, but it was very soothing.
Soothing, yeah.
And I knew she was making something wonderful for me.
Oh.
She made me the cutest clothes and doll clothes, and she just, and she still has that sewing
Well,
machine, by the way.
does
And
she?
she's going to celebrate her 99th birthday on September 30th.
What's her name?
Thelma.
Oh, happy birthday, Thelma.
Yeah.
She's going to be 99.
99.
Isn't that something?
And going strong.
Oh,
Goes
my
to
goodness.
exercise class.
Does she really?
Still does a little gardening. Goes out to lunch once a month.
Well, don't you think that's what's important?
It's very important. Yes.
My mom.
So that's.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say my mom's 87 and mentally in her mouth is still mouthy and sassy. But it's hard for her to get around and walk. And she just texted me the other day because she always took care of everybody else and not herself.
Yeah.
And now she's saying, make sure you take care of yourself because it's hard.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I can't remember a time when I wasn't either immersed around myself in sewing or actually sewing. High school, I made all my own clothes. Remember the jumpsuits? Well, you're too young. One-piece jumpsuits, bell-bottom jumpsuits.
I'm not too young.
Paisley.
The first thing that reminded me, in sewing class, it was 7th grade.
Yeah.
I picked out this fabric that had like little fruit on it.
Okay.
And I thought it was so cute because I picked out little fruit buttons.
Okay.
But do you remember those little ruffle wing sleeves?
Yes. Yes.
Yep, that was the first thing I made.
Yep. And I can still hear my 7th grade sewing teacher today, I wish I could remember her name. Hold your threads before you start sewing. And to this day, even with my new sewing machine where you actually don't need to, I just gotta hold my threads.
I think I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you, so do you do any hand sewing or is it mainly machine?
I would like to get, I actually bought some hand sewing kits. I did a little hand sewing last Christmas.
Yeah.
When I got the Missouri Star Christmas box,
Yeah.
the Jenny's Christmas box.
Yeah.
And inside there were some Scandinavian type ornaments made out of felt, beautiful felt. And those were hand sewing. And I did those and I really enjoyed them. My issue is time because I quilt for veterans through the Quilts of Valor organization.
Oh, yeah.
And I try to make for them at least a quilt a month.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot.
Well, let's applaud Denise for that because that is wonderful. Oh, so
it takes a lot of time.
Do you hand them off to one of the quilt guilds then to deliver them, or do you?
No, I
deliver 'em?
award them myself.
Do you?
Yeah.
Good for
So
you.
it's basically local bets. So now
Yeah.
I just cleared my list, but then I awarded at the YMCA, and now there's 5 more on my list because then veterans who saw the award came forward and said, "Oh, I'm a veteran. I'm going to get you on."
Okay, so I was going to say, if somebody was interested in doing that, and let's say they don't belong to a quilt guild and they don't know, and they wanted to do it on their own, how would they go about that? Who would they contact?
Well, I don't know. Can they leave something in the comment section of this video and you'll see it and we can
Oh, that's a good
them
idea.
or-
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
because
So
I would love to have help.
yeah.
My goal is to have some stockpiled quilts, but I haven't gotten there yet because there's so many.
Well, this sounds really selfish, but someday when I retire, I'll help you.
That's when I started, when I retired. I bought a new machine. My old machine, I had a Bernina, and I hadn't used it for a little bit of time, and the design really wasn't the best. When I went back to use it, it had a trackball that wouldn't work. It wouldn't change my stitches. So I took it into Bixby's. The part was obsolete because it was that old. It was probably like 4 years old. And they couldn't find a retrofit part. So really the machine was useless to me. I traded it in and I got, not intending to, but I did, got this big new machine.
Yeah, well, we know how that goes.
We do know how that goes. This big new machine because I did want to start quilting. And I got this machine home and I sat down and I said, "God, what am I going to do with this thing?" I said, I can't just be all sewing for myself. What am I going to do? Why did I do this? You know? So literally the next day I'm on YouTube and I saw a video for the Quilts of Valor Foundation. And
there you go.
I looked at that and I said, thank you. And that was 2.5 years ago, and been doing that ever since, and love it.
And I can't even imagine. I haven't done any quilts for Valor, but we did, when I was in Arizona, our quilt group did for, I won't just say abuse kids, but we gave them to the police department, so they had them when they had to go, you know, take kids from the home or whatever, and then they had these quilts to give them. And some of the stories, but it was so, we never met any of the kids, but the policemen did come and talk to us and tell us about how important that was, and that's what's so rewarding.
Oh,
you know?
that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, but even like for you, when you, I mean, you actually get to see the guys,
I do.
or the people, women that you get
Men
to.
and women,
Yeah.
Yep, and when I award them, you know, sometimes you're so harried and you're sewing these quilts and going, oh, I'm just strapped for time. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Then you see their faces.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Do you give yourself a time frame then to get
I
it
try
done?
to.
Yeah.
I try to.
Yeah. So
because I call the vet and I tell them, hey, I'm not going to have one done probably until XYZ. So they're kind of expecting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's
really good.
But I think anything that we do, that we create, that we either give to someone we know, or like you did, give to the police department for their good cause, or Quilts of Valor, whatever it is, oh my gosh, it's so worthwhile.
And a homemade quilt is absolutely different than something that you're going to buy at Target or on Amazon or something. And you can tell the difference.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and how much,
Yeah. How many quilts do you think you've made?
I've probably
not
made...
Not just for Quilts of Valor, but just for veterans, but... Well, yeah, tell us how many you think you've done for veterans.
Veterans, I've probably done 20 so far.
That's...
Yeah. And then in between, I whip out a couple for myself.
Yeah. Just
because I need a break.
So do you, okay, you're my second Stitch Cafe chat. So I don't know if you know who Brenda is that I went and talked to on Friday, because she's a cross stitcher. Oh. But we had this conversation because I used to feel like any time that I spent sewing I didn't want it to feel like selfish time. So everything I made, it was a gift for somebody. And I didn't make anything for myself, but I'm now starting to do that.
Good.
How have you always made things for yourself, or
a little?
Did you
a little of both? Maybe 25 for myself, 75 for others.
Yeah.
But I do always take a break and make things for myself. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, and I hate to say this, and maybe some of the people out there will get this. There's a very small handful of people that I think really appreciate and understand what went into whatever you made for them. And I hate to say that, but it would get kind of disheartening.
Well, last year for Christmas, I made quilts for each one of my family members. Yeah. Won't ever do that again.
You know what? I'll tell you this story.
I think they're just put away on a shelf.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. Well, I told my mom, I won't make you a quilt, because I knew she would. My mom's one that, like, if the kitchen sink overflowed, she would grab the first thing she saw and throw it on the floor, and it might be the quilt. So I said, I'm not, as long as you're doing that, I'm not. But Freddie Moran just passed away not too long ago. And I was lucky enough to do a class with her when I lived in Arizona.
Nice.
And I had gotten her Freddie's house book.
Okay.
And she actually has a book that showcases her house. So I had gone through there, and it, like, the outside of the house is almost black, like a dark gray black. And then when you went in, I'm trying to remember, I mean, I can't remember how, it's a really cool book if anybody wants to get it. every wall is like a different color, but it was these really deep, rich jewel tones. Anyway, I asked her how her husband felt about it, and she was so cute. She said that her husband was colorblind, so he didn't care. She just did whatever she wanted because he didn't know the difference. And then the other thing that she told me that I thought, okay, she said, if you decide that you're going to make a quilt for a quilt as a gift, once you hand it off, you have to be separated from it and just say it's not mine anymore, because she said she did that. It was one of her kids, maybe a son or something, and she gave the quilt, and the next time she saw it, they had it on the floor for the dog to be
I've heard
laid
that
on.
from some of the ladies at Bigsby's that come in.
And she said from that point on, she just said, I just learned if I'm given a quilt, then it's theirs, and you have to let it go. So that was really good advice, because
yes, that is good advice. Yeah, you do have to let it go.
Yeah, you do, which is, I don't know.
It's really, it's hard, but yet it is a gift. It's theirs.
Yeah.
So they do what they want with it.
Well, even for me, for my daughter and and my grandkids, when I go visit, it's kind of, I don't think they get it either. Like I don't think my daughter could care less if I ever made her a quilt. Although she did ask for one. I mean, I told her I would make one when she was getting married. But yeah, I mean, are your kids the same way? When I go visit, I don't see one of my quilts anywhere.
Well, I made these quilts with the person in mind. Like one daughter-in-law was purples because she loves purple.
Yeah.
The other one, it was just muted colors because she has color aversion.
Oh, yeah.
And then my one son loves motorcycles, so I found motorcycle fabric. It just wasn't what I expected, but you are so right. I learned, okay.
Yeah.
They're on the shelf, or they've given, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed making them. I gave them to them, and they were very thankful at the time, but I don't know as they really ever used them.
Well, I'm kind of hoping, like my grandkids, maybe when they get married or they're in their 30s or something, they'll have a little bit of nostalgia and want to go, oh, where's that quilt that Grandma made me?
Oh.
I mean, don't you hope?
Well, I already asked my grandkids,
Yeah.
do you want me to make you a quilt? And they were very sweet about it.
Yeah.
And two of them didn't respond because they probably didn't know what to say. The other one, who was always very sweet and kind, he's more sweet and kind than the other two, he said, Grandma, that's so nice of you, but honestly, I just don't think I'd really use it or appreciate it. And I thought, okay, that's honest.
Yeah.
I'll deal with that.
Right.
And now, okay, if you change your mind, let me know.
See, I didn't know. You have three grandkids?
I have 3 grandkids, 3 boys, 14, 12, and 10.
Are they local?
They are.
Oh, so you get to see them.
I get to see them.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah.
I see them a lot.
Yeah.
I go to their games.
Yeah, that's really
very
nice.
much fun. 3 boys. Oh my goodness.
Well, I keep looking out that window because is that
it's a pear tree.
It's a pear tree. Are those yours?
Yes.
Is that your neighbor's?
No, it's mine.
Do you go out and pick them?
Yes, absolutely.
We'll have to. I'll get a picture of that.
Would you like to come for pears? They're not quite ready yet. Pretty soon.
Oh, just one. I'll just come and pick one.
Well, you can take one, but you'll have to let it ripen a little bit. And they don't really get like real soft pears.
Yeah.
They stay a little almost hard, almost apple-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're really good. And we don't spray them or anything. And as they drop, the deer come and just eat the drop pears. So we never even have to pick them up, and we enjoy watching the deer.
Deer coming.
Come and eat them.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So I did ask Denise if we could visit her sewing space, her studio, because that was part of it, and you told me no.
Yeah.
You'd have to. I said nobody needs to clean or do anything like that, and this is lovely. But you do have a room downstairs?
I have a room downstairs, but in order to get there, you kind of have to wade through and be careful all these landmines, I call them, of my husband's. So I know how to navigate that, but it's a little difficult. So I do have my own room. I have a Bernina 770. I have a Bernina 790 with embroidery. And I have a Bernina 475. That's my sewing machine that I take places.
Okay, so you do all your machine quilting on one of those Berninas?
Yes.
Does it have a wider throat?
It does.
It does?
13 inches. And it's taller. It's about 10 inches tall. So I can really get, the biggest I've done is an oversized twin. I haven't gone bigger than that, but that's a good size.
Have you ever done a quilt as you go?
Not yet. I'd like to.
I started one on my YouTube.
Yeah.
I think I was making it for my 60th birthday. I'm going to be 64.
You look great. I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh,
you were
thanks.
64.
But my whole point is, I think I got four blocks of that done. I'll have to dig it out. I would like to finish it. It was a My Color Is series.
Oh.
Maybe you'll do one with me. And
I would love to, because I'd love to
and I'd be motivated to
I want
finish
to do
it.
one. That's kind of on, you know, how you have your little mental bucket list.
Well,
that's on my list.
There's different ways to do it, but the way I saw it is where you stitch the thing on the back.
Yes.
And then fold it over and hand stitch it. That's how I was doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's many different ways to attach them. But the great thing about that is, because now you've got your square and it's a manageable space to quilt on for any size machine, really.
Right.
So that's the advantage. So I thought, oh, that would be kind of fun.
It would.
Yeah.
We'll have to do that.
Yeah.
So now, the West Suburban Quilt Guild that we're both in is going to be having a show in March, and they're doing a President's Challenge and just
It's
another
Color My World.
Yeah. Are you going to do either one?
I'm going to do the Color My World 30-inch square challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
with
all
primary colors. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know how you're going to do it yet?
I do. I'm going to make. Have you seen the keyhole quilts?
No.
Okay. So it's 3 strips. It's going to be orange, red, and yellow. You sew your long strips together, then you cut them.
Not like piano key. No, keyhole.
It's called keyhole.
Okay.
Keyhole.
Oh,
and then,
have you guys heard that?
And then they're bordered. So I bought some different shades of blue fabric to border these bright red, orange, and yellow.
Yeah.
And then it turns out to be a strip, you know, about this big, I think 2 inches by however long that would be. And then the blues are gradiated, so it'll go from light blue to dark blue on the borders, so it'll kind of flow.
Okay, now you need to watch out.
Why?
You know how picky this challenge is?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can use the light blue.
Oh, I better check.
I think you need to check, because I
I'll
was
just
going to
order all in
I
blue.
was just going to say, it's a really picky challenge. Like, it can't deviate, because I wanted to use this rabbit print in the middle as a medallion, and it's blue, but there's white, you know, white in the background. Nope. Can't have that white in the rabbit.
I'll check, because
Yeah,
otherwise
check
then I'll
and-
just buy more of the
Check and let me know.
vibrant blue and just
So
border it all in blue.
primary colors aren't my thing, but I really like challenges. I really like to do that. You know what I thought I wanted to do?
Well, you're doing what do they call it? The
recycle one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am going to do that one. But I was going to do the color challenge too, and I thought, in my mind, I was going to do English paper piecing. Well, if I think I'm going to do that, I better get started.
I know. Well, we have all these ideas, right?
I know.
And then time marches on, and it's like, oh,
I know.
you better get going.
I know.
Well, my quilt, it's not going to take that. Mine is all strip piecing. So
Well, and it's not
gonna
that
go
big.
quick.
What is it?
30 by 30.
Yeah.
Or no bigger than 120 parameter. So it could be, you know, oblong, rectangular, whatever you want. But
So
I'm going to do 30 by 30.
It'd be fun to do a follow-up in the spring after we get our quilts done and do the show.
Yeah.
Or would you be willing to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We can see the quilts that we made.
Yeah.
But I think you brought some things. Did you want to
Oh, do you want me to show? Oh, sure.
I would love to see those.
I did.
Because I'm very curious about these quilts.
Okay, so Donna, we're going to talk to Donna.
And I'm going to eat a cookie.
Yeah, go ahead. Did you make those or did you buy them?
No.
Oh, they're good.
But they were leaves, so I thought I had to have them.
So if this gives anybody an idea, Donna, who I'm going to chat with next weekend.
Build up?
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And I actually get to see her sewing space.
Make me feel bad. Okay.
No. But so if anybody's watching, they can't steal my idea.
Okay.
For my recycled idea.
Well, if you don't want to show them, we don't have to show them.
I think it's a
Okay,
good idea. Should
okay.
we? Because then when it's all comes together. But do you remember what the challenge is?
Well,
It's
to use anything that you normally would throw in the trash.
right. Well, or that isn't being used or whatever.
Oh, so you've got a theme going here.
So I do. This is my theme. My theme is, okay, so all these were things that were older from like Goodwill.
Okay.
Okay, the one thing, so it's going to be, you know, I want it to
Didn't they only want it like 24 by 24?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it to look like a kitchen wall with a shelf.
Oh.
And then
I have a pattern for that, if you want it.
for the shelf? Well, I think I'm actually going to use like something recycled to make it look like a shelf. I haven't gotten that far yet, but it's going to be, this was my mom's.
Oh.
So this is going to be the plate. It's going to be like it's on a placemat.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the wall's there and it'll be a little shelf. So this will be there.
But how do you affix that to the quilt?
I haven't figured it out yet. I think I'm actually going to stitch it on somehow. Have you seen, you know how they stitch on those mirrors? Like
No.
Okay.
Anyway,
and I have all this old silverware that's going to go down.
Very cool.
And then like an old placemat.
Okay.
Okay, then up on the shelf. What does it say?
Oh, bless the food before us, the family beside us, and the love between us. Amen.
So that will be up on the shelf.
Oh, I love it.
With all these little...
With your little spoons.
Then this key is going to be hanging on a little hook. This was Sam's key.
Oh.
That I found. And then I'm going to make a little clock out of that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That is going to be adorable.
And then
you're going to put that on.
Yes, and then this. I've had this. This was my grandma's
Adorable.
pumpkin spice.
You have you got the... All I could think of in my mind was all this junk hanging on the quilt.
But I was like...
But you got the theme here.
Yes, because I can, can't you see it?
I can see it.
Okay.
I'm a little envious.
Are you going to do the recycled one?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No, because I don't want to steal yours.
I know.
I like it. I don't know what to
Isn't
say.
that-
I still don't. It'll be enough to get the Color My World.
Don't tell anybody.
No,
Don't
I won't
tell anybody what I'm doing. So
I think
that's what I'm
it's
gonna
fabulous.
do. Okay.
Well, anything you do is fabulous.
Well, I'm
You've got
excited. I like challenges like
such
that.
a good brain. Creative
A good brain.
A creative brain.
Do you do almost everything from a pattern, or do you like to put your own stuff together?
Well, I'll take a pattern and I'll zhuzh it up.
Yeah.
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 So
That's
right
good.
now I've got it's called a kaleidoscope. I'm going to do it for Quilts of Valor. It starts out with, there's all half square triangles. So it just starts out like this and then it builds from there. But instead of, it's a 3-yard quilt pattern, but I'm putting in a whole bunch more colors. So I have to figure out, and some are stars, so I have to fussy cut the stars to fit on the other side of the triangle. And then there's going to be stripes, so I have to be sure my stripes are radiating out from the center. So it's a little bit of a challenge that way, but it'll turn out real cute. I got it in my head.
Yeah, good. So is there a day that I'm sure there's times that you don't feel like sewing, but does it feed you?
Very much so.
Yeah, like you would just be really sad if you couldn't sew.
Very sad if I couldn't sew.
Yeah.
I sew before work. I don't have to be to work till 9:30, so I have to leave about 9:20 because it's only 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So 9 times out of 10, I'm sewing before work, and then I try to sew again in the evening till about 10 o'clock.
Wow.
Depending, like 8 to 10. Yeah.
Now, how's your husband feel about you?
Oh, he's fine. He's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim would be okay with it too, but I feel like he wants me to sit with him for a little bit at night, and I don't mind.
Yeah.
But I can't sit with because I have a lot of handwork I'll do. But
yeah, you're a hand stitcher.
Yeah, but my light bothers him, so I can't have that on and be watching TV. So there's, I wish I had more stitching time to sit in my own room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. No, he's fine with it.
Well, that's
and
good.
He has a lot of hobbies too, so he does his own thing.
Well,
So
it's important that our guys support, I think, what we do.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to Brenda about that too. If you haven't seen that video,
I'll watch it.
She, I told you, floor to ceiling
It's amazing.
is samplers, and she said if her husband had his way, he wouldn't have any of those on the wall. But he puts them up for her, and he supports her doing it, and I think that's really important.
It is important, and he would not. If I go before him, the quilts will be gone. He won't want any of those. They'll go.
Well, but
he supports it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they understand it isn't just something that we do. It's actually part of who we are.
It is,
isn't it?
It is absolutely part of who we are.
Yeah.
The creativity and just putting something together and thinking about it. Oh, it's so good for our brains.
Oh, and the feel of the fabric and just
I know.
That's
what I was just sitting here doing this.
I know.
I love the feel of
Does that
fabric.
lead us into? Do you want to give us
We
a
most
show and tell?
Certainly can. We'll start on the couch with my pillows, if you don't mind.
I'm just gonna pick this up, and
so every season I change my pillow covers.
okay.
So this is kind of my fall array.
Let's see. I don't know if I can flip that, but yeah.
And then this little guy.
Yeah, can you hold them up?
Sure. This is supposed to be spools right here. Do they kind of look like spools?
Yes, and that's K-facet fabric.
It is K-facet. Yes, it is. And then this, because I have to just use up my scraps.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of about the embellishments. I love my decorative stitches.
Can you show that up closer so
I can. I don't know if you'll be able to see all that.
Yeah, I think you can see that. You do a good job with the quilting.
And this is actually, I wouldn't say quilt as you go. This is a quilt as you go. It's stitch and flip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
did you do an envelope back?
I did. I always do envelope backs. It just is so much easier. I did a zipper back once, and I'm like, never again. So then this is all about my free motion quilting. And I don't know if you can.
That is precious. Yeah, you can. It's the feather.
Well, there's a whole bunch of different quilts things in here. If I turn on
Denise,
the light,
I see it looks. Am I getting this? What are the little pebbles?
There's pebbles in there. There's feathers. There's flowers. It's this actually was my practice one, and it turned out pretty good. So I decided just to make a pillow out of it. But then the quilt. So before I made the quilt, so my grandma's been gone for 25 years. Okay, but when I would go visit her, she'd always send me home with a piece of lace. Denise, make a collar for me.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So, okay, this is the last piece of lace she sent home, and I never did get to make a collar for her. So I was going through stuff, and I found this lace. I'm like, oh, my grandma's lace. So I tucked it in the corner of this quilt.
Oh, what a good idea.
Yeah. So that's my grandma's, and then this was my first really big free motion quilt project. You probably can't see it real well on camera.
Is.
But
I don't know.
There's all sorts of
the leaves and that fabric you used is so sweet. Let me see.
Yeah, I wanted to use kind of an old-fashioned fabric because I knew it was going to incorporate this old lace, and I had just enough to tuck in the corners. So I thought that turned out pretty cute. I was very pleased with this. And then,
okay, hold on.
And I kind of fell in love with this line. It's called Dandy Duo. It's dandelions. I don't know why I fell in love with it. So I made this quilt, and then
that is adorable.
My free motion quilting
I can.
Is dandelion puffs.
Oh.
So.
No, wait. Let me.
So here's a dandelion puff. See it? It's hard to see.
I do see.
Yeah. Sometimes you can see it better on the back. I always like to piece my
cute back
too. Yeah.
Don't you love to do a cute back?
I do love to do a cute back. And in hindsight, I wished I had made different color roofs. That would have even been cuter. But
I like it. I like it the way it is.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And then this was, and again, for me, a lot of it is just about the quilting. So this is a Christmas quilt.
So you, okay, did you already say this? You like the quilting better than the piecing?
I think I do.
You do?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
I kind of dream about how am I going to quilt it. So this block was quilted in my embroidery machine. This is all free motion. This is all free motion. I do love the free motion quilting.
You do an excellent job.
Thank you. And then this I took right from my sewing machine because I have a real wide stitch.
Okay, wait a minute.
So it's like everything.
Do you quilt for other people? Like, do you quilt and charge for it?
I don't.
You don't? But if you had a friend, you would quilt and charge for it?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Do I have a friend?
Wink, wink.
Yeah, do I have a friend? And I love this line too. It's called Christmas Eve. It was last year's line. And I love the back. Isn't that so pretty?
So you got that at Bixby's?
No, I got this at Quiltageous, actually.
Oh, I love how you did,
Yeah.
you know, the different borders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always
Pretty.
fun. And then this one was fun. So
Now, do I have to help you fold these?
No,
when
I'll
we're done?
fold them when I'm done. This one is very much fun. Now you're gonna have to come and look at this because I took my tailor tack foot and some wool thread and I made fuzzies on there. Isn't that cute?
You sure did.
Uh-huh. And then look at my little truck with the Christmas tree. That's a free motion little guy. The tree is free motion. This came from my machine. And that matches the fabric there. So I thought that was
Denise,
fun.
who knew? Who knew? Look at you have
And
them
then
all
this is
over.
all free motion.
Yeah.
And this is a stitch
So
from
cute.
Wasn't that cute? I love doing that.
Yes.
That was so much fun.
Okay, so if somebody wants to try that, what was that?
I used a tailor tack foot and wool thread.
Okay, what's the tailor tack foot?
It's a presser foot that's got like a piece in the middle that's really tall, and so it pulls up your thread, so it actually makes a loop, and then
Okay.
you have to cut the loop, and then you have to sew it down the middle so it doesn't all pull out. Yeah, it was very much fun. And then you know how we all make mistakes, so I cut
Yeah.
all these wrong. They were too small, so I had to put a sashing around it.
I honestly love mistakes.
Well, that turned out pretty darn good.
Well, you know
for a
why?
mistake.
Mistakes make for yo-yos to cover.
Oh,
mistake.
yeah.
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 I'm trying to get the yo-yos, you know, up a notch where people are loving yo-yos and they're
I
just
always
not a
have loved
forgotten.
yo-yos.
Okay.
I made yo-yos when I was, but I kind of forgot about them until I met you.
I know.
And now I'm thinking about yo-yos again.
we got to get the yo-yos.
Yeah. This is one, you know what? I bought this fabric here just because it's nostalgic and
Yeah.
just, I don't know. I loved it. And so I had to make,
Oh,
and
I
this
like
is
it
kind of
too.
an easy quilt to make. But here's all my, this is ruler work, clamshells. So I do the ruler work too.
I need
So
to hang out with you a little
that
bit
turned
more.
out cute, and here's my fun back.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Just all fun. Oh yeah, you can see the quilting on
look
there.
how you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, oh, this is actually
Now
my
I come in
very
here.
first
Did you
quilt.
do that little cross stitch?
Nope, my mother-in-law did that.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yep.
And there's, another one.
and there's another one right there.
Oh, and she did
Yeah,
those?
she did that one too.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Mm-hmm. She was very good cross. First day I met her, she was sitting there cross stitching. This was my very first quilt.
Oh, it is. That's fun.
Yep.
That's really fun.
Yep, my very first quilt. Didn't know how to quilt, so I just did straight line in the ditch.
Yeah.
Worked. I got a couple more over here. Oh, this is fell in love with this fabric, had to have it because I love barns. And so I just fussy cut the barns and then did a log cabin around it.
Well, very Wisconsin. I look
And
at
when you say Wisconsin, you have to have the accent.
Wisconsin.
You got to
Look
get
at-
a little nasal there.
A little bit more nasally.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up near Chicago, so I've got
Chicago,
a little
yeah.
bit. Okay, but look at the barn quilt
Yeah,
on that
I
little.
loved it.
Okay, you know I'm getting into rug hooking. I can't quit talking about it or thinking about it. Look at that rug down there.
I didn't make it.
Isn't
World
that-
Market.
well, but isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that would be very much fun. So here's just a spring quilt I put out in spring. And free motion in green, big flowers.
Cute.
Just big green flowers all over.
I can see where you would get really excited about trying to figure out what quilting pattern you're going to do to match the quilt.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
what I do. And here's my summertime picnic quilt. And again, fell in love with this fabric, nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is all just meandering, and then I break apart with a couple stars. So that was fun.
I like those colors.
And it's just a plain back. And then this one I made because I have a tea party for my mom twice a year with her friends. So I had to have a tea party.
What a cute idea.
A tea party to put on my table. So this is just a simple quilt. This is just a big piece of fabric.
Do you have them over here?
I do.
Oh,
yep,
that's
I
so
do.
sweet. Now, how old are your mom's friends?
Oh, and they're about her
You
age.
met
They're
in the 90s?
Yeah.
Denise, that's such a special thing to do.
It's so much fun. Because my mom would talk about all her friends. I'm like, you know what, Mom, I have not met your friends. So I started having tea parties.
But that's the thing, to have them and have the quilt and the teacups
And I always make them each something to take home.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So that's always fun.
I really, really love that idea.
So this one, I just learned how to make. This is from this is called a disappearing 9 patch. So this area is from a 9 patch. I don't know if you can visualize it.
Yeah.
So this was a corner, and then this is a middle. This was a corner.
Yep.
Then, okay, this is the middle one. So the way you put on your sky part of the flying geese, then you can get, it's called a disappearing 9 patch. So that was fun.
And I love that. I love all the fabrics, but that floral.
This guy? Or this one?
This one.
Yeah.
But I love the whole combination.
Well, I learned that if you're going to do this again, your middle ones on the outside should all be something a bit more wow than that. Okay, because that's what's really going to show.
Oh,
see that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is a wow, this is a wow right here. This is not.
Was that all one fabric line, or did you mix?
No, I
have something like that in that
I don't
color.
know.
It reminds me of that.
This was just all like fall scraps that I had and used. And so, do you want to do more, or are you done? Pattern. And so again, all about the quilting. So this free motion quilting, if you can see, has all oak leaves in it. See that? Here's an oak leaf.
And I think you started before I did. This was the maple leaf.
Oh, this is a maple leaf pattern. And so because I think about how I'm going to quilt it, this is quilted free motion with maple or oak leaves. You can see the oak leaves in there.
Yeah, I love those colors.
Yeah, the colors are great. And then I made a pillow to match. And this is orphan.
Do you rip out a lot?
No.
Or, okay. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No.
That's an orphan block from
Orphan. This is cutoffs from the half square trail and goes there, and this is an orphan. So I just put them all together. And this is all from my sewing machine.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, and there's another
nice fall quilt.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you make that bag?
I did make the bag.
Okay, let's see it.
Yeah.
Cute.
Pockets inside.
Yeah.
So now I'm into making these Hemingway pouches.
Oh, is that what they're called?
Yeah, which
I
are
like
so much fun.
Of which you gifted me with
I
a
did, yeah.
miniature one.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep, they're very much
Very
and
cute.
so easy to make.
And you do, I mean, it seems like most of the things that I've seen from you at the guild that you've brought are like handbags and things like that.
I don't know if I ever brought a handbag. I'm starting now to get into, what do they call it? Upcycling. You saw my skirt? Probably should have worn it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm starting to get into all that as kind of in between when you finish a quilt and you're kind of like, oh, I just need something
Okay,
else.
so tell them what you did with your skirt. It was a jean skirt.
If you turn that off, I'll go get it quick.
Okay.
So this is my latest upcycled project. I bought this skirt. I've had this skirt for a while, and one day I'm like, oh, you know what? I just need something.
Okay, close the
So
bottom.
this is a doily that I just pounced on.
Cute.
And then just fussy cut all those. Put them on with one under.
Oh, so did you...
Free motion around them.
Okay, but wait. Did you do fabric paint and you used a stencil?
Yep. Just a doily. I had
What
a paper
cute...
doily.
Oh, I see what you did. Yeah. And you had that on at the Quilt Guild meeting.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. And then old linens. This was an old napkin. It was just
that adorable.
a rolled napkin. I'm like, what am I going to do with that? So I cut part of my blouse out, and then my sewing machine has the scallop, and I just scalloped around it.
You actually cut your part of your blouse out.
I did.
You did. Oh, how cute.
Yeah. And how easy, and look at how that just jazzes up
What
this.
a cute
this,
idea.
Yeah. Then this was just a white linen jacket. So these are all pin tucks.
You did those?
I did those. And then covered this, did this. Everything you see on here, I did.
Did you braid that?
Yep. And then on the inside, it's got little shells.
Oh, how cute. I like this too. Flip it back over. Is that done by hand or machine?
Machine. I'm a machine girl.
You're a machine girl.
I'm a machine
Okay.
girl. And then this guy, it's just a real lightweight jacket. Actually, this is by hand. I was proud of myself. And, you know, just I took the pockets off and covered them, put them back on, lined the hood.
Well, doesn't that give everybody
little
some
thing on the
ideas?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Very fun.
Yep, that's just a few of the things I've done, so.
Okay.
And I actually, for Tosa Quilters, I'm going to do a class in February
Oh, you are? On the...
on upcycling.
Nice.
So I'll be maybe talking about that Tuesday. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure what their plans are.
Okay, good.
So yeah.
Should we sit down
let's
and
sit.
finish up our...
Let's.
Okay, Denise, so I was just asking you if you had fun.
I did have fun. I really
Was
didn't.
that fun?
It was fun. I didn't know what to expect.
I
but
know.
It was very much
I didn't
fun.
either. Did you guys have fun? Because yeah, we don't know what to expect.
Yeah, but it was very
But
much
that's
fun.
just the idea. There's so many talented people out there, and like for me, even though I've been here now for Jim and I have lived over there for 8 years. I've been here for 10 or 11.
From Chicago.
Wow.
Chicago? No.
I was I was here by the lake, but yeah. Chicago. When I lived in Arizona, they would go, "You're not from around here, are you?" Nope. Although I loved Arizona. But what was I saying? I got off track now. What was I saying?
How fun we had fun. We don't know what to expect.
Have fun. Yeah, we didn't know what to expect. But when I like, don't you just want to have somebody to show your things to and talk to about stitching? Like I would take them to work, and you know, Richard always just says, "Well, let me see the back," and then he says, "Well, I don't like the colors you use; they're too drab." And I'm like, well, you're not the one I really want to be talking to. I'm just desperate to talk to somebody about stitching.
But now you have people.
But now I have people. So this is what we're doing. So if you want to be a people that wants to talk about stitching, then let me know. Denise wanted to talk about stitching.
I'm going to have a sign at Bigsby's. Fabric or therapy? Your choice.
There you go.
I don't think they'll let me put it up, but that's what I want to make. Fabric or therapy? Your choice.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is where I'm going to say thank you so much for having me. We're going to take a picture of your pear tree that I can show off to everybody.
You can.
And then I'm going to have you say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. This was fun.
Bye.
Hope you got inspired with something.
Yes. Bye-bye.